Hey, good morning. Dawns on me I haven't really talked very much about what's happened on the road since I left Pinedale, I guess, right? So, yeah, so Pinedale to Dispersed Camp ride was pretty good. The first 4 miles are a really nice bike path outside of Pinedale next to the highway there. And so that was really good. Thanks again, YDOT. You're doing a great job. And then basically just had to ride along the highway until I hit Boulder. Boulder's a small town. I'm not sure what else is there. There's a gas station, convenience store, and restaurant and motel and stuff like that. So I stopped there briefly to get an ice cream and soda and stuff like that at the convenience store. And then headed on up. There's a really quiet farm road that was paved up until, I don't know, a few miles outside of the dispersed camp that I stayed at. I stayed at a dispersed camp that was marked on the ACA maps. It was quite nice. And I got there, and there's already another fellow there, Alex, who you've probably already met through some of my other video stuff there, or you will meet here pretty soon. Pretty good riding. The wind was starting. I think I had mentioned, while I was hanging out in Pinedale, it got really windy, which I guess this part of Wyoming is pretty famous for. So, fortunately, it was out of the west, and I was mostly going, kind of west or southwest, something like that. So it mostly helped me out there. 19th, I think.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, so this is my new friend Alex.
Howdy.
He's from Arizona.
Tucson,
Arizona. And let's see, you're out here hunting, right?
correct.
You got
We're doing a cow elk hunt. We've been out here since the October 4th, I believe it was, and still yet to take a shot, but it's still pleasant being out here in this cool environment as opposed to the brutal desert heat in Arizona.
Yeah, you say you get away from the civilization and the heat, right? So,
Correct.
yeah, we're up here at about 8,000 feet, I think, right? And it's this morning, I think it was about 23 degrees. But anyways, I rolled in here the other day down the road, and this is my intended camp spot. And I saw Alex as I was rolling by. He waved, and I rolled up, and he welcomed me in and set up a campfire and coffee and food, and yeah, you had a burrito bar for me essentially, and made me breakfast this morning. And
Little company.
yeah, a little company. It was
nice.
great fun, and I wouldn't call this trail magic exactly. You're more like a trail neighbor. I don't know, but yeah, you definitely threw down the trail angel vibes here,
Right.
helping me out, and it's been really pleasant hanging out with you. So thanks again.
Glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, because as I told you before, it's like really, really neat to come around and just meet folks, and man, it's the magic is here for sure. And I don't think you're doing like the going out actively seeking people like me to help out, but I showed up and you threw it at me. So thank you again. It's
Glad you enjoyed it.
really fun. Yeah. So Alex is another example of the great experience I've been having on the Great Divide here. The scenery is pretty awesome, I think you can admit, but it's really the people like you, Alex, that have been really making my trip here. So thanks again.
Glad to hear.
Yeah. So yeah, good luck to you and all your travels.
And
And,
the rest of your
yeah, thank you very much.
trip. Hopefully, we'll be able to take a look at your videos on your venture.
Yeah, reach out, please. Leave a comment, and I'll get back to you or something.
Absolutely.
Well, we'll chat again, hopefully. But yeah, thanks again, Alex.
Thanks. Good to see you.
All right. Well, I just topped out on the first climb of the day after leaving camp and saying goodbye to Alex. Man, what a great guy. This whole thing makes me reevaluate, a lot of stuff. I think, when I go camping, car camping, I'm usually just down to the bare minimum, just trying to carry as little possible. But now I just got to make sure I have enough to share with other people. I'm not sure how much I'm going to be filming today because it's pretty late. When Alex got up today, he asked me, what time are you going to get going today? It's like, I'll try to get going about 10:30. I got 40 miles to make or whatever. But I was just having so much fun chatting with him. I didn't leave till like almost 1:30. I'm always doing this to myself, but man, it's just so much fun. I do have miles to make. Long way to go yet. So let me get going. If I have time, I'll film. But check out this view of southern Wyoming. It's pretty great. I've been really lucky with the weather so far today. The breeze has been much calmer than it has been the past couple of days. But again, 2 days ago, the breeze really helped me out. So we'll see if it works something like that today. And it is freaking windy. gusts up to about 15 or 16 or something like that. So, yeah, it is blowing. Ooh. Riding into that wind is hard, man. I'm really lucky though, because this part of the desert is scrub. You know, the sagebrush really keeps the dust down, so I'm not getting blown sand in my face. And you know what I do get, the glasses are protecting me. So, man, this is insane out here though. Wow. Oof. Sorry, I've not been recording too much today since I left Atlantic City. Roads right now are really good, but in general they have been a little bit worse than they were between Pinedale and Atlantic City. Those roads are really nice. But, yeah, these ones aren't too bad, but in general it's been a little bit more gravel, kind of what I've been used to before, a little bit of washboard, but yeah, not too bad. Wind has mostly been working with me again. So yesterday would have been Monday, and Monday I left Atlantic City to head out for the Diagonus Well. I had kind of made plans to go to Diagonus Well, get some water, and you can camp just outside of the well area there. But I got there around 3 o'clock, so I just decided to keep on going for a while. And I think I ended up going about another 14 miles or so, you know, because I figured that would make today shorter, the next day's ride shorter. So yeah, I just found a dispersed site. Well, it's not even really a site, it's just an empty field next to the road here. So that's where I am today. Today I head off towards A&M Reservoir. That's about 42 miles. I'm not sure if I'm going to make the whole distance today. So, but I might try to just to get some mileage in. Okay, that's it for now. I'll see you on the road. Cause this? It's a really interesting pattern on the mountain there. Like, something just slid off all those peaks there. I don't know, it's like a snake on the side of the mountain, or a dragon or something. Pretty wild. Alright, end of the day. Got the tent all up, out of the wind, and the wind has actually died down some finally. But yeah, today was a pretty tough day, mentally and physically. The first 25 miles, as I mentioned before, are really tough. I think today my luck kind of ran out, or changed at least, in terms of the wind. And the wind wasn't like working with me on the route, so had to work against headwinds and cross tailwinds or crosswinds pretty much all day. So, yeah, my average speed, for the past 3 days or whatever it's been since I left Pinedale was probably like 8 miles an hour. Today it was more like 6. So it felt more like a mountain day. And actually, from the calorie burn, it's kind of worse. I don't know that I've had a like 2,100 calorie day, even in the mountain days in, Montana and Canada. So, yeah, again, that first 25 miles is, I kind of squished like 4 days of riding into 3 here. That's what I'm trying to do, from the Dispersed camp, going from, or actually, I guess I should say from, doing the Great Divide Basin here. So from Atlantic City to Rawlins, I originally mapped it out as 4 days. Some of the days are pretty short going to the reservoirs or the water sources. So I ended up making those days, since they were so short, just kind of moving on into the next section. So yeah, today ended up being about 42 miles and over 2,000 feet of climbing. So it's not a small day. But yeah, it felt like a mountain day. It's kind of weird in terms of the amount of effort. And actually, I don't know that I've had a day as hard as this. I'll have to think back. But yeah, today was pretty rough. Again, that first 25 miles, because that was the end of that particular route, I think. So you watch the mileage ticking down. But man, yeah, the winds were just, pretty. They changed direction, for one thing, from being mostly westerly to being out of the southwest. And, my route was mostly to the southeast. So every time I turned south, man, it was pretty brutal. So finally, I think by the time I got into like Sweetwater County, the winds had shifted to be a little bit more from the west, and also the route was more westerly and southwesterly. So that worked out, or southeasterly, I should say. So that kind of worked out. And yeah, the last 18 miles or so to the A&M Reservoir were much more pleasant. Still, I'm kind of watching the numbers tick down. So yeah, I'm glad to be here. Tomorrow will be a really big day. I think it's 55 miles from here to Rawlins, including some highways, so maybe that won't be so bad. But crossing the basin in the fall, at least, I don't know what the winds are like in the rest of the time, but man, I'm glad the winds are cool instead of like a hairdryer blowing in your face. But yeah, headwinds, I guess I don't mind so much, because this is kind of like an invisible hill. But you get those crosswinds, it's like a little invisible Oni or demon or something popping out and like laughing at you as they push you and push you towards a cliff or something like that. So it's a lot of time you're riding like along the top of a ridge here, so the winds will be pushing you to one side of the ridge, and then you correct, and you tend to overcorrect going back the other way. You're kind of zigzagging back and forth. But yeah, that feeling of getting pushed towards the edge of a road is not fun. So yeah, I'm really glad to be done with that section, or whatever I'm done with. I don't know what tomorrow holds. But yeah, part of the reason I want to get to Rawlins so much is I'm just really tired of this wind. It's been really difficult. I'm surprised at how mentally difficult it's been. But yeah, like I said, headwinds, no big deal. It's like a hill. But those crosswinds, man. Okay. Anyways, glad to be done with that for today. We'll see what tomorrow holds. Okay, I'm gonna get some dinner and crawl into bed. It's starting to get cold here, so all right, see you later. Getting ready to pack up and get out of here, head towards Rawlins. Looks like a pretty nice day out. I got a couple minutes until I get to the highway here. I think that's it. There's allegedly kind of about a 4% climb for maybe 3 miles or something like that. Yeah, there's some road damage, alright. Okay, time to put the camera away. Check it out. There's a sign. This is last night's accumulation. I'm here in Leadville. It's at about 10,000 feet, I think. Looks like about an inch. Hey there. So I am in Leadville, Colorado. I basically decided to call an audible here, or whatever the proper term is, to change plans here. Originally I was thinking of going down to Santa Fe and restarting the route down there, but the drive from, let's see, Rock Springs and Rawlins down through Colorado was, well, it kind of solidified my decision that I made in Rawlins to basically cut the route and just stop here. So I'm pretty much done with riding now. I ended in Rawlins, and now I'm going to head down, still towards Santa Fe, and I'm just going to kind of hang out. But you can kind of see behind me, I think these are about 11,000 foot mountains, but there's snow up there that's sticking, and this solidifies my decision to not go through Colorado. But when I looked at the maps the other day through the route that's right off Santa Fe, and Santa Fe itself is like at 7,000 feet, and the route that starts outside of Santa Fe, it's about 50 miles or whatever that is, 90K, something like that. Yeah, those mountains are also like at 9,000 feet. So yeah, it seems like a good idea to stop here. I don't think I'm going to have a good time. I don't want to suffer. This is supposed to be a fun thing, and I also don't want to really put anybody else in danger if I have to, get rescued or something like that. So seemed like a good time to just call it here. I was thinking originally, going to Santa Fe, jumping back on the route, riding what I can ride. But after my experience yesterday of riding through and then also leaving Rawlins, looking at the weather reports, I think AccuWeather or weather.com or something like that was saying that parts of New Mexico were having quarter-sized hail, not quarter-inch, quarter-sized hail. So that would not be good in a tent or riding my bike or whatever. So yeah, I'm just going to call it here. Do a slightly different adventure now. I'm ending the Great Divide mountain bike route, and now I'm going to go down to Santa Fe, see what I can see, stuff my face full of green chilies, and see what I can do next. So I guess that's it for the Great Divide mountain bike route. I'm not disappointed. I had a really, really good time. So starting this late in the season is always going to be kind of problematic, I think, and here's evidence. So anyways, I guess I'll try to share what happens next. And yeah, but this is the end. So thanks for following along. We'll see what I come up with next, I guess. All right. See ya. Hey, feature me here. Well, that is the end of the adventure parts of the videos here. I'll probably do a closeout here with a couple videos about maybe gear and lessons learned or something like that. But thanks for coming along. Maybe we'll move on to the next adventure here after this. Okay, I'll see ya.